Okay, this is Anti-Fragility Fitness, and you're listening to audio number 5, and this is Business Management. You're listening to JD. Thank you for being here with me. So in the business managing area, as we get our business under control here, we've got 5 areas that right now are most important, and one of those is innovating. Second is optimizing. Third is leading. Fourth is controlling. And fifth is organizing. Innovating. Innovating by staying creative. The creative process is governed by structural tension. It's about clarity. It's about generating energy. If you have a team, which I assume you do, it's about keeping that team creative. It's easy to fall prey to the reaction-response orientation to the circumstances when they're difficult. But we have to remind ourselves and our team that we can stay in a creative orientation. Keep on keeping on. Innovating is about listening, but it's also about doing. Innovating isn't just about brainstorming ideas. It's about coming up with current reality just as it is and being able to use the skill sets in change management, suspending our voice of judgment, letting go of cynicism, releasing the loyalty to our fear. What's left? Innovation. What's left? Listening, understanding. What is it that we can do here? How can we work with the forces at play? What do we want to make of this? What is wanting to emerge? These questions help spark cracks from the future where we can let go and let come future possibilities. We have to learn how to honor the nowness, the here-ness, that right here and now, if we can see more deeply into the milieu, the real system in which we're a part of, we'll find that the system is informing itself through us. Sounds kind of weird, but we're inextricably linked to the larger system that we're all a part of. That being said, we enact in a way that we affect the system while we also receive its effects. We are inevitably interdependent, and therefore, as we tap into our own innovative ideas, it starts to come from our hearts. How can we serve? What can I do with this? Who do I want to be during this time? How do I want to be looking back at this time and feeling most proud? Toward what do we want to invest our life spirit? What do I want to create? The creative process is an intentional one. It's about bringing something into being separate from what you know. You start with nothing. So it allows you to transcend the current gateway from the past into the present to the future by choosing to bring something into being that isn't based on your current situation. The choice-making and the considerations, the conceptualization, starts with what really matters to you. So you might ask yourself, what really orients us at a very deep level? What do we want to create? What do we really care about? And if we brought that into being, what would be possible? And who would we be if we did? These are questions that spark the ignition switch of the creative process. You light the matchstick. I recommend getting your team together and boldly going into these questions to reflect on the current reality and looking at the context that's in motion and utilizing what's around you to deepen your attention with devotion as a defining feature for leadership. What are we called to do here? What is our highest future possibility here that's seeking us? What destiny really stands in need of us? What are we truly in service to right now? Optimizing is about systems. Optimizing is about shoring up and tuning up. What are the systems right now that we have an opportunity to optimize? What are the sub-optimizing systems? Looking across your business from marketing to sales to optimizing to retention. In the attraction phase, you generate leads. You attract new potential customers. Write down the 10 key activities that function depends on. Is there anything in here that we can rework or re-engineer? What can we do to make things run at a more efficient level? Do we have these standard operating procedures documented? Then go into your sales. That means selling current customers on new solutions, as well as getting new potential customers in the funnel, qualifying them and closing them. Write down the 10 key processes and the people who operate them in the sales dimension. Again, where are we suboptimal? What can we do here to maybe trim, lower any dead weight, rework or re-engineer our processes? Do we have good sales scripts? Do we have the bones of our sales process? Are our sales management technologies suited to be able to see our pipelines? What else could we be doing to improve our quality and quantity of sales? Then we go into our client fulfillment. This is our service, and this is our client experience. What are the 10 processes and who does them that are underneath that function? Again, what can we do to shore that up? Where can we suboptimally move something to be optimal? Where can we change? Where can we get the biggest impact? What do we change? Where do we change? Do we need to tune everything up here in our client experience? Where are we not pulling our weight with our client experience? What is our competitive advantage? What do our clients know us for, and how can we remove something to get closer to that? How can we position or accelerate that? So looking at ways to shore up your client experience is about getting everything into an operating manual, making a table of contents, dialing in everything so it's systematized. It's not brain science. It's just making sure it has the discipline of documentation so you're more systems dependent, including human dependent. Better systems means better value as a business. Better systems means better continuity as a business. That means that you're not falling prey to the factors where people do come and go. You will have a payroll where people come and they go. All horses go lame in the stable, which means that at some time in our careers, we peak. We have a point at which we're needing to change. You need to know as an employer to look out for that point because you do not want to race the horse during that time. They could cause an injury. They might hurt themselves. People get into depression when they have new ideas that they don't express. When we get stuck in ways where we don't change or we stay in things too long, we get depressed. And then we hold ourselves back. So it's important to initiate others to take those chances and risks appropriately, to express new inputs and ideas that they get or that are given to them that they need to express into whatever the future needs. When we hold on to stuff, we get depressed. And then we get corrosive. We lose respect for ourselves. And then we lower our standards. And that isn't a way to organize our human potential. That isn't a way to unleash the giant within us. We can do better than that. Don't lower your standards. So that means learning to really lead. I mean leading at a level where you're resilient as a leader. And that means as a leader, it means that you're showing up, is that you know exactly what matters, you understand the priorities at hand, and you understand the character building of what must be done right now. That means fanatical discipline. That means getting really great at one thing. That also means communicating what everybody needs to know to get there. What do they need to do? It means getting a sense of urgency throughout the organization, having a universal tempo, thinking like a great conductor of an orchestra who's convening great coactive play into a collective music, syncing up in harmony, shared vision, shared meaning. It doesn't mean it's predictable. Shared vision is kind of an ideal. It's a thing that we can wish for. They don't always happen, but it is a great thing to shoot for. It's an orientation to, I wonder what it means to really look at the alignment and understanding each other and our own ideas and asking ourselves consistently, what do we really want to create? Being leaders is about choosing to show up. It's about consensual engagement where we really care about a unified idea. It means that we become naturally citizens of a community, not because we're patriarchal, but that we have an atmosphere to choose. Do we want to show up? Why do I want to show up? Does this matter or doesn't it matter? We can make the overall vision personal. In fact, it always is. If it's noble enough, well, we might just have more yeses than nos. Not everybody's going to buy in. That's okay. Some of us are going to be committed. Others are going to be compliant. Others are going to be grudgingly compliant, even non-compliant, or apathetic. We have to make room for it all. But we should try to look for the ones, the all-stars and the legends, that are committed and enrolled, who truly resonate with the meaning of the vision on a very deep and personal level. They're able to bend the beam to who they truly want to become and their emerging future self and the true nature of the work that they want to be doing in the world. So there's a synthesis between authentic expression and the overall expression of the business. And therefore, there's alignment between the bigger house, the bigger mothership, and the satellites that support it. That being said, that's the making of a great team, a group of people who depend on one another to be able to get to something really big. Now, controlling costs in the organization also are very valuable, especially during uncertain times. You want to be looking at your strategic costs and non-strategic costs. What are the costs that are on your P&L that are going to support the change effort that you're trying to make? And where can you cut those non-strategic costs that are just dead weight? It's important to overhaul that. Bring profit citizenship out throughout your organization. Get people conscious at all levels of what your key performance indicators are. Share with them what your financial and fiscal business plans are. What are you trying to get to? And what are the activities or the mini key performance indicators in their domains, on their role descriptions, that will help them get to where you're going? They're the tacticians, you're the strategist. They're the how, you say what. The way to get to yes is through how. So it's not about you knowing everything. You rely on these specialists to help you, give you visibility, provide you the reporting that you need, and you're there to provide them support, invitation, not dictation. That's leadership. So it is about getting things under control. It's about having a regular communication system of meetings, daily, weekly, with your hand on the needle. You should have 3 critical numbers that say where you are right now, and 2 smart numbers that forecast what's happening in the future. 5 critical success factors. Get together the key leaders that need to know what those are on a weekly tactical meeting, and there you go. We're now controlling what we do. We're controlling what we need to manage and control in order for us to lower the chances for small problems to become big ones. Then we have to organize things. We have to organize to create what we want. We have to organize our files, organize our grab-and-go system to find things that we need at a moment's notice. We have to make sure that everything is set in such a way where we don't have to delay, where we can move efficiently and effectively and be able to square away what we need to create the results that we want. So that's innovating, optimizing, leading, controlling, and organizing. Start creating a plan out of these, prioritize them. Think about which one you want to start in on first. What are a couple of 3 action steps or moves that you can do to support each one of these tracks? It's a 5-lane freeway. They are interdependently essential because they compose the strata of your business model. And if they're all done well, without delay, without sub-optimization, you're going to have a beautiful cash flow machine that is going to buy more time with your money, delight your employees, retain people to be there a long time, and create something unprecedented, something super proud. You're going to become a sustainable business. So in the next audio, we're going to talk about financial management, which is our last domain of concern. I look forward to seeing you there.